Hi Jez, it's Amelia Allen, and this is my end of the year physics questions from your Google Drive. I didn't really know that we had to make a video, so yeah, I'm not sure what the creativity level is supposed to be at. I can upload this into iMovie and make it something more than just me talking, but this is what this is. All right. So, first of all, name, Amelia Allen. Okay, so how did the year go for me? I wrote pretty well, both in physics class specifically and in regular day-to-day life. I gave it a 9 out of 10. As a year, as a whole year in physics, honestly, I don't know, my life is very much so reliant on school, so it's hard to sort of completely dissect everything that happens in school and everything that happens in my life, because school essentially is my life. So, it's here and there. It's here and there. 9 out of 10 is a pretty good summation because I've had a lot of fun. There's been a lot of ups. There's been a lot of downs. It's a good average for all the 11s and 12s, and then there's plenty of 3s. But so what were some positive parts of class? I wrote something. Class is generally entertaining, to say the least. I think that we all can agree on that, all 19 of us. Lectures are kind of boring, but that is why they're lectures. That is, as they are. I don't think anyone defined lectures as like the most fun thing in the world. And I wrote, anyway, it was nice to have time to work in class, which was totally true. Having like a whole hour sectored off of the day where, no one's screaming at me to do stuff and I don't have any like prior commitments that I need to worry about at that moment in time is really nice, especially if you're taking like multiple AP classes. A nice just hour of concentrated work is wonderful if you can't accomplish that outside of class, which I usually can't because there's a lot in my head. Okay, what would you do the same if you took the class again? So I said pretty much everything that I did do, I would do the same. The note-taking on the way to concerts and reading the books everywhere and staying at Olivia's house till 1 in the morning to finish Expert TA. I would do all of that just as I did it because I liked doing it that way, but I would do more. So yeah, what I did do, I would do the same, but yeah. What would you do differently if you took the class again? And I wrote, I would do more. More work in the fall equals better work in the spring. So, yeah. Sweat while it's easy so you don't bleed while it's hard. What are your strengths as a teacher? Like I mentioned previously, entertaining, to say the least. I wrote, you're very helpful, and I'm grateful that you spend time after class to help students. That's really awesome of you. Some people have like 3 kids, so they obviously cannot stay after, or they have like a dog or something. And I don't expect a teacher or a human being ever to throw their entire life away for their job or for their students. But it's really awesome that you do. So cool, thanks. It's nice. It's definitely a huge advantage as a teacher. But that doesn't mean I'm encouraging you to never have a life. What could I do better as a teacher? I wrote maybe more active teaching, question mark. I don't really like giving a lot of criticism to someone who like got a whole major in this, but what I mean by that is possibly more instructional time and multiple class periods spent answering questions collectively as a class as opposed to note-taking days. For me, I felt like note-taking days weren't very effective because I took my own notes. Obviously, people who don't, they probably would have been like, note-taking days were awesome, more of those. But I always did my own notes and summaries outside of class. So they weren't very helpful to me, but I think what would have been helpful for me personally, which I could have done, but yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't, is just like more time being like, okay, so here's the test. What exactly are your questions? We'll run through all of them. And we did do that in class, and it was super helpful because it was like, even if I did get the answer right, it was like, I got it right for the wrong reason. So that was helpful. We did do that, but like more of that would be cool, at least for me. What message would you like to pass along to next year's class? Would I like to pass along? So I wrote, get numerous notebooks and also little sticky tabs, like not these, but like little sticky tabs, because you will at some point write your summaries or classwork in your expert TA/mastering physics notebook or vice versa. So it's very helpful to write what assignment, like what the assignment's called, on the little tab that you stick it onto the page, regardless of the notebook. Yeah, because I wrote my summaries inside of expert TA notebooks multiple times, and I was like, where's my summary? Oh my god. And eventually I just started writing everything that I put in there, even if it was the wrong notebook. I was like, who cares? I just wrote like expert TA chapters 11 and 12, or like something like that, or like summary chapter 31, because it was like, got it, you know. That was really helpful, and I wrote stay organized. Multiple notebooks are great, just because I get really overwhelmed when I'm like, okay, so that was calculus, oh, that was that one day, that was that one lecture, and it's like, if I just have a lot of notebooks, like, yeah, it weighs you down. You're gonna have back problems, but like, it's fine. Anything else you'd like to share? I said, for like future students, just enjoy it, especially if it's their senior year. Learn all that you can and realize that it's okay to fail as long as you learn from your failures. And if you fail and you fail again and you fail again just because you're lazy, it's like, well, you're lazy. But if you take your failure and you don't like get down about it for too long, you actually take it as an opportunity to learn, then cool. I mean, your failure was kind of a success. Like, you didn't really fail that hard because in the end you learned, so whatever. Test corrections are helpful because it's like I feel very obligated to do them because I care a lot about my grades. And I mean, it helps me learn because it's like, yeah, I did bad on the test, but like now I know how to do everything I did bad on. So that's really cool. And I believe that was all the questions. Oh, haha, that's cute. 9. What did you do that helped you prepare for the exam? So I wrote practice exams are really helpful because I felt like I was familiar with the exam, and even if I didn't understand what the question was asking, I understood how to answer it. So, I mean, beyond just writing like F equals MA, I understood like, okay, so just start with these equations, even if they're just kinematics, and just start deriving. If you need to integrate, do that, whatever you need to do. But I knew like how kind of like what the College Board was asking me for, even if I was like, I don't know if they're actually asking. What could we have done differently? So I wrote, maybe going over practice exams together as a class and with you being the instructor would help. Not that we didn't do that, as I previously mentioned, but more of that. And then anything else you'd like to add? Is that okay? Yes. Okay. So I wrote, I don't regret taking this class, and I don't think that I will. I think the payoff will be well. And I wrote, the climb was worth the view, and I'll try to stop by and visit next year. And let me know if you want any former students to come in and tell current AP students about how it was hard, but it prepared us. That's AP1 and APC, or whatever they've got going on in the future. I mean, since I'm going to Capital, I'm like, I can stop in and be like, hey, it's worth it. Don't cry too much. Yeah, so that's all. Hopefully this uploads within 6 days. Yeah, if you needed this to be more creative, I will work on that. All right.